Journey back to an era where fortunes were made and lost overnight, where dreams of wealth turned into stories of despair. Welcome to the gold rush. Picture this, California, the year of 1848. James W. Marshall, a carpenter from New Jersey, stumbles upon a nugget of gold in the American River. That glimmering piece of fortune was the spark that ignited the California gold rush, a wild and transformative period in American history. News of the discovery spread like wildfire, and before you could blink, an influx of miners, dreamers, and fortune seekers descended upon the Golden State. These prospectors, known as 49ers, came from all corners of the world. They were a vibrant mix of backgrounds and cultures, each bringing their unique flavor to the goldfields. From Chinese laborers to Mexican merchants, from European adventurers to American settlers, the goldfields were a melting pot of dreams and ambitions. Boomtowns sprang up overnight, makeshift settlements that pulsed with life and the relentless pursuit of wealth. One such town was San Francisco. From a sleepy settlement of around 800 people, it exploded into a bustling city of 25,000 within a matter of 2 short years. But life in these boomtowns was far from a golden dream. The reality was a harsh one. Basic amenities were scarce, and the living conditions were grueling. Miners lived in crowded makeshift tents, braving the biting cold of the winters and the scorching heat of the summers. Disease was rampant, and the promise of gold often came at a steep price: the prospectors' health and, in some cases, their lives. Despite the hardships, the lure of gold was irresistible. The chance to strike it rich, to change one's life overnight, was a siren call that few could resist. The gold rush was more than just a quest for wealth. It was a testament to the indomitable human spirit, a time of boundless optimism and relentless pursuit. The golden beginnings were indeed a time of tumultuous change and feverish excitement. This was the dawn of a new era, a time when dreams of gold danced in the minds of many, shaping the destiny of a nation. Gold! The word that sparked a mass exodus to the West. This wasn't just a North American phenomenon, it was a global one. From the far reaches of China and Australia, to the distant corners of Europe and South America, the promise of gold lured people from all walks of life. Consider the story of Johann Sutter, a Swiss immigrant who owned the mill where gold was first discovered. His dream was to establish an agricultural empire, but the discovery of gold turned his world upside down. Instead of fields ripe with crops, Sutter's land became overrun with prospectors. His workers abandoned him to seek their own fortunes, and his property was ravaged. Sutter's dream turned into a nightmare, as he watched his empire crumble while others struck it rich. But for every tale of despair, there was a tale of triumph. People like Lucina Stanley Wilson, a woman who, along with her husband, left their home in Missouri and traveled across the country in a covered wagon. Their journey was fraught with hardship, but upon reaching California, Lucina's entrepreneurial spirit kicked in. She launched a successful hotel business, providing a home away from home for weary miners. In a world dominated by men, Lucina carved out a place for herself, transforming the challenge of the gold rush into an opportunity. These stories echoed across the globe, the allure of gold acting as a siren song, drawing people to California. In the years that followed the discovery of gold at Sutter's Mill, San Francisco's population exploded from 800 to well over 25,000. The city, once a small town, became a bustling metropolis almost overnight. Gold fever didn't just change the lives of individuals, it changed the world. It led to economic shifts, social upheavals, and even geopolitical reconfigurations. The gold rush was a transformative event, a testament to the human spirit's capacity for hope, resilience, and adaptability. The allure of gold was a powerful magnet, pulling people into a whirlwind of hope and despair. And yet, despite the trials and tribulations, the dream of gold continued to shine brightly, forever altering the course of history. With the rush for gold came the rise of lawless boomtowns. The gold rush era was not just about shiny nuggets and the promise of wealth. It was also about the sizzling raw energy of the towns that sprung up almost overnight around the gold fields, where law and order was as scarce as the precious metal everyone was after. These boomtowns were a melting pot of diverse individuals, all with one common goal: to strike it rich. Miners, merchants, gamblers, and even entertainers flocked to these towns, each bringing their own set of rules. It was a world where the rulebook was often thrown out the window, replaced by a dog-eat-dog mentality where only the strongest survived. The boomtowns were notorious for their lawlessness. Gambling dens, saloons, and brothels were as common as the general stores and mining supply shops. Violence was rampant, with disputes often settled by the barrel of a gun. Notable figures such as Wild Bill Hickok and Calamity Jane became legends in these towns, their names synonymous with the wild, untamed spirit of the boomtowns. But amidst the chaos there was also a darker side. The indigenous populations who had lived on these lands for generations were often pushed aside or outright attacked. Their lands were taken, their resources exploited, and their cultures disregarded. The impact of the gold rush on these communities was devastating, a painful chapter in the history of the gold rush that often goes unnoticed. Yet despite the violence and lawlessness, there was a sense of camaraderie, a shared experience that bonded people together. These boomtowns were communities of people who were all in the same boat, all chasing the same dream. They were places of hope and despair, triumph and tragedy, lawlessness and order. In the end, these boomtowns were a reflection of the gold rush itself, chaotic, unpredictable, and full of potential. They were places where fortunes were made and lost, where dreams were realized and shattered. In the pursuit of wealth, the rules of society were often left behind. But they were also places where the human spirit shone through, where people showed resilience, determination, and a never-give-up attitude. These were the lawless boomtowns of the gold rush era. The quest for gold did not come without a price. As we delve into the environmental impact of the gold rush, we see a darker side to this glittering chapter of history. The dream of striking it rich led to actions that shaped the landscape in ways that are still evident today. In the mid-19th century, forests were decimated as trees were felled to build towns, create mine shafts, and fuel steam-powered machinery. The once towering sequoias and redwoods were reduced to mere stumps, their timber consumed by the insatiable demand of the gold rush. The loss of these forests disrupted ecosystems, causing a ripple effect that disturbed the balance of nature. Water, the miner's best friend in the search for gold, became a weapon of environmental destruction. Rivers and streams were rerouted, dammed, and polluted in the frantic quest for wealth. Hydraulic mining, a method that used high-pressure water to dislodge rock material and expose gold, washed away entire hillsides, clogging waterways with sediment. This led to devastating floods, the extinction of local fish species, and the permanent alteration of many of California's waterways. The habitats of numerous creatures were destroyed as mining operations expanded. Animals lost their homes, their food sources dwindled, and many species were driven to the brink of extinction. The grizzly bear, once a common sight in California, was hunted to extinction in the state by the early 20th century, a tragic casualty of the gold rush. The environmental impact of the gold rush was far-reaching and long-lasting. The scars of the gold rush are still visible on the landscape today. Pockmarked hills, eroded riverbanks, and polluted waterways serve as stark reminders of this frenzied period of history. While the gold rush brought untold wealth to some, it came at a great cost to the environment. As we reflect on this era, we are reminded of the importance of balancing our pursuit of prosperity with the need to preserve and protect our natural world. The scars of the gold rush are still visible on the landscape today. The gold rush was more than just a quest for wealth. It was a pivotal moment in history. As the glimmering allure of gold drew thousands westward, it was the promise of a new life that kept them there, long after the precious metal had been mined. The gold rush was not just a fleeting moment of prosperity, it left an indelible mark, shaping the destiny of the American West. This massive influx of gold seekers from all walks of life sparked a population explosion, transforming California from a sparsely populated region into a bustling state. Towns sprang up almost overnight as miners dug into the earth, merchants set up shops, and families built homes. California's population grew from a mere 14,000 in 1848 to over 380,000 by 1860. Economically, the gold rush was a catalyst for development. The rapid influx of wealth and people led to the establishment of new businesses, industries, and infrastructure. It also played a pivotal role in linking the West to the rest of the nation. The Transcontinental Railroad, completed in 1869, can be traced back to the economic boom spurred by the gold rush. Culturally, the gold rush left a diverse and enduring legacy. It brought together people from different corners of the world, fostering a unique melting pot of cultures, traditions, and ideas. This diversity became a defining characteristic of California and the West, a legacy that continues to this day. The gold rush was a transformative era, a period of intense struggle and profound change. It was a time when the pursuit of a dream reshaped a land, creating a rich tapestry of cultures, sparking economic growth, and laying the foundations of modern California. The legacy of the gold rush continues to shape our world today. The echoes of the past still resonate in the bustling cities that grew from the mining camps, in the diverse culture of the West, and in the spirit of enterprise and innovation that it inspired. Every nugget of gold unearthed was a stepping stone towards the future we now inhabit.